start out, Coach, your thoughts on the game tonight.
Well, we'll take some questions here in a minute, but obviously this is really difficult for us. This is not the vision that we had all year long. We knew we had the team that could win 2 games in a Sweet 16 and an Elite 8 and go on to Virginia and chase our dreams, but we also knew that there's great risk, and we've talked about it all along. It's just one 40-minute game and one bad stretch, and it can knock you out. And it's really difficult for us to deal. The emotions are just so raw right now, you guys. It's very, very difficult for us to do this, but I do want to give credit to Emory. I thought that they played very poised and very brilliantly on our floor in front of a crowd like that, and they seemed to feed off of one another as the game went along. When they thought that they had a chance, when they could see that we were struggling and not playing our best, they really seemed to gain in confidence and gain in their will, their sheer will to try to outwork us, to try to get second shots and try to beat us with determined plays. So finally, after giving Emory credit, I mean, the guy next to me was an absolute warrior. He's been, I love him. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to coach a guy that can do more for a basketball team. And Ty tried to will us over the top tonight, but it just was not our night. And I want to make sure that we take time after we get through this bitter defeat. I want to make sure we take time to get our guys together and really celebrate the season we had and all the achievements and the things we've done here that haven't been done in a lot of years. So with that, we'll take questions.
Coach, I just want to talk about that 3 that they hit there.
Yeah, that was a mistake on our part. No threes in that situation, and especially they beat us with 2 guys in the second half, and we should have switched out and made sure that he had a back cut, that he couldn't even lift a 3. So, and he got a pretty good rhythm 3 there, but it's just as again, we could have even got 2 guys out on him and made him back cut instead of catching it and shooting it. But those are the things that happen when the game's on the line. You don't always execute the way you do, like say in practice, right? I mean, the game is you cannot simulate a Sweet 16 game to get to an Elite 8 with the stakes being that high and having to play a team that is playing really well. So they executed beautifully on that play. They ran a tight cut, and then the bottom guy in the screen stepped out and got a great look on us.
Tyler, you want to talk about the feelings right now? Obviously, a tough loss there.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts the way we lost, especially the way that we battled and fought all night long. I couldn't be more proud of those guys, the guys that I played with. They were out there doing everything they could just to keep us in the game. And sometimes Emory just hit more shots than we did. They hit bigger shots than we did, and you got to give them credit too. But yeah, overall, I just need more time to reflect on it, I guess. But credit to Emory for the win.
Coach, Trevor had a look at the end of regulation, and it looked like a pretty decent shot he got off there. Can you take us through that last play in regulation?
Yeah, I thought Trev, when he came back in, we just asked Trevor to be more aggressive and move harder, to hunt more shots, and he knocked one in, and I thought that one was halfway down. We could have asked for he's the right guy you want taking that shot, and he's a senior and he's made them all year for us, and that's basketball. So, what's going to be hard is that we were just probably one possession away from maybe breaking the game open. We in a transition layup, I think Steven made another one of his patented great cuts, and he he just overlaid it because he was going too quickly, and that may have broken the game open. Instead, they came down off that missed layup and hit a three. And that's the game of basketball, you guys. I mean, just we were that close to possibly breaking the game open. Instead, they hit a three. We come down, miss. They hit another three. Boom, game on. So, you know, it's again, you have to give Emory tremendous credit for what they did. But what we're going to have a hard time swallowing is how we struggled to start the game with 10 turnovers in the first half, and we had another awkward start, and yet it was 28-28 at halftime, and we knew we would play much better in the second half, but they just really took it to another gear also.
Tyler, I know you haven't had a lot of time to reflect or look back, but I mean, this is not the ending that you wanted, but you can look back at your own career, you know, here at Point, and the players that you've played with, the coaching staff. Just how do you feel about, you know, your career here?
I mean, my career here has been a blessing. I mean, it's just coming in as a freshman, I wouldn't fathom to have half the career that I've had here and half the opportunities. And I mean, you saw the crowd out there tonight. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere. I mean, that's why you come here. That's why we play here. And yeah, I just gotta give Coach Semling a lot of credit for making my career and everything that has happened possible. And obviously it's a tough way to go out, and it's gonna be a tough couple weeks. But once I sit down and reflect on it, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what that group of guys is gonna do next year. And I know they're gonna be right back in this position also. So, I mean, I just want to say thank you to the university.
Coach, you want to talk about the job that he did in the second half there when you guys were kind of, you know, you're down, he kind of put you guys up 8, you know, to go.
I mean, Tyler put us on his back. He absolutely just put us on his back, and he refused to let us lose. And I do think that we had guys that started to gain some confidence because they saw that he was doing pretty much whatever he wanted to do, and he was so successful that I think that other guys that were really struggling started to pick up their games. But it just wasn't enough out of, you know, I mean, it's just tough, guys, when we probably had 3 or 4 guys that, I mean, that all just had a game that they want to forget, and it happens sometimes like that. But again, Ty was just a warrior out there, and I know it means nothing to him because he just wanted to win. That's all, and you know, nothing else mattered but to advance to an Elite 8 game, and that didn't happen. So we have to live with that.
Any other questions?
Coach Tyler.